This right here is the biggest story out right now. Recently, Jake Paul accused Dana White of being a cocaine consumer. Dana White offered to let Jake Paul randomly test him for cocaine for the next 10 years, while he could test Jake Paul for steroids for the next 2 years. Dana White said if Jake Paul thinks he can run his business better than him, then he should go ahead and try it. He also said Jake Paul should really be focusing on his own business because he's struggling to sell pay-per-view fights. He's essentially accusing Jake Paul for only calling out pay-per-view superstars because Jake Paul has a hard time selling pay-per-view fights on his own. Jake Paul accepted the challenge. He said, "Dana, you can steroid test me whenever you feel like it." Then he proceeded to ask Dana White how the heck can he be on steroids if he's fat. He said Dana is just trying to find an excuse for why all of his former UFC champions were knocked out by him. Jake Paul stated that if Dana steroid tests him, then he wants to steroid test all of Dana's fighters in the UFC. Then he went on to say Dana White's forehead looks like a GPS, and with all those billions, he should have gotten himself a Botox by now. He said his mother gets more likes on Instagram than Dana White's biggest pay-per-view superstar. And last but not least, he said Dana White is a cheap, unhappy billionaire who is unwilling to pay his fighters more than $12,000 for risking their lives. These are some pretty severe accusations being thrown back and forth. Let me know if you guys think there's any truth to any of this.